Me, myself, Tavaris, Williams, and Darrell, Finley, we're going to be talking about making it make sense. So basically what we're going to break down, as you see in the flyer, the first thing we're going to cover is investing in yourself. The second thing is education. The third thing is mentorship. And the fourth thing is motivation. So I'm going to cover investing in yourself, and Darrell's going to come in and discuss the following three. So when you're thinking about investing in yourself, driving, I was thinking about somebody who runs track. I mean, when I first ran track, first I had to want to do it. That's important. But running track, it took a amount of commitment for me to go to track practice every day of the week. And I had to be fully engaged in what I was doing. And I understood that my training was a preparation for something in the future. So it was tough when you first started running track. I'm quite sure if you guys ran track before, it was tough when you first started. You had to run laps, you had to keep running, you had to do drills. And in the midst of doing that training, you had to learn the techniques on how to run track. Because it's not just running like we normally do outside the neighborhood. You had to actually learn breathing techniques, forms, and you had to learn about time. What is your best time and what's the time for this particular race? How to run a mile run, how to run a 100 meter, how to run a 200 meter. So all those things, whether we realize it or not, plays a factor on how to track. So I say that because, or invested or investing, when you look at the definitions, it's a couple of words that pointed out to me. And I looked it up. And you look up the definition, they give you like 3 different definitions. So one thing that pointed out to me, first thing that pointed out to me was commit to earn. We're committed to earn something. When you're investing in anything, you have to be committed. Whether it's stocks, whether it's your relationship, whether it's a house, whatever it is, first thing is commitment. You have to be committed. In the financial world, what we call this is a ROI. What is my return on my investment? So when you think about track, what my commitment is bringing me? Is it bringing me in first place? Is it bringing me in second place? Third place? Am I beating the next man's time, or am I beating my own time? Commitment. So when you talk about business, being in business, when you talk about entrepreneurship, you got to ask yourself, are you committed to your business? Are you committed to your ideas? Are you committed to being an entrepreneur? Whatever it is that you're trying to do in life, are you committed? Are you committed? If I have a business and I want to make $100,000 this year, am I committed to do that? What you put effort into. So that's the first thing, commitment. When you're investing in yourself, you got to ask yourself, are you committed? The second thing that came to me was understanding that when you invest, it's for future benefits. See, today we dealing with immediate gratification. We want something instant. We look at commercials, we look at everything. Everything is now. So because we have that mentality, we can't commit to what we want to invest in because it brings future benefits. It don't bring immediate benefits because instant gratification. And it's hard for us to invest in things that bring us future benefits. But when you look up the definition of investing, commitment comes into play, future benefits comes into play. Going back to my track, you practice for a couple of months, couple of weeks. You train for a couple of months, couple of weeks. The track meet is not until a future time. But it counts every night, every day training. It counts educating myself on my phone, being motivated because before you know it, the future would be here. The first track meet would be here. And if I slip up at the beginning and I'm not committed to that first track meet, I can't enjoy my future benefits. So it's the same thing when starting a business. When you're committed to starting a business, you may not see profits when you first start. You may not see money when you first start. And that's why most people give up, because there's no instant gratification. You know, sometimes businesses don't make profits until the 2-3 years down the road. But you still have to be committed. You still have to be committed. So understand, when you talk about investing in yourself, understand you may not change today. It may be tomorrow, maybe next week, but it takes commitment. It takes time. Just like what Mr. Darrell for to go over, education, a mentor, motivation, all that stuff plays a fact in investing in yourself. The third thing that came to me, you have to be involved. You have to be involved and engaged. It kills me to see when people invest in something and they're not involved. Why? Why invest your money? Why invest your time? It's like a relationship. Why get into a relationship and invest in a relationship and you're not involved? I don't understand that. When you invest in something and you're committed to something for a future benefit, you need to be involved. You need to be engaged. Whether it's emotionally, spiritually, or physically, you need to be involved. So when it comes to your business, this is your business. This is not my business, this is your business. So part of investing in yourself is getting involved. If you're in restaurant business, learn the restaurant industry. Get books. Watch YouTube videos. Learn about your market. If you into retail, learn your market. Invest in yourself. Take a couple of classes. If you're not involved, you won't see the benefits. So you have to understand, investing in yourself, it takes commitment for future benefits, and you have to be involved and engaged. Emotionally, mentally, physically, and spiritually. As a business owner and as an entrepreneur. So right now, Mr. Darrell is going to take over to discuss education.
And just kind of to recap what Tavaris was talking about, we're talking about making it make sense. We're talking to all small business owners, and we're going over just 4 things that you can implement to make it make sense. The first one is investment, meaning invest in yourself. That means that you have to spend some money. And as he went over, you have to commit to earn. In business terms, we'll be talking about the return on the investment. That's the return on whatever it is that you invest in. What's the return, right? The future benefits of investing in yourself, your time, your talent, your treasure, right? So I want to go over, he's already covered what it means to invest in self, and I want to go over educating yourself. Educating yourself. And when you educate yourself, guess what? It's another form of investing in yourself. You understand? So when I went to college, I began to realize that I had to pay money. You know, if you're like me, you come from the public school system where you went to receive a elementary, middle school, a high school, a 12th grade education. You went to school for 12 years and it was free if you come from the public school system. And no one, you only shortchange yourself if you don't do what it is that you need to do in class. If you don't get the proper grades, you only shortchange yourself. But when you go to graduate school, undergraduate school, and even grad school, you have to pay for those college credits. So guess what? That means that no matter what, if you get an A, B, C, if you fail the class, you still have to do what? Pay the money to receive, to not receive the education, but you still have to pay the money regardless of if you receive the education or not. What am I saying? I'm saying that regardless of if your business succeeds or not, right? You have to educate yourself, and it will be up to you to use the education that you gain, that you invest in, to assure that your business goes further, that your business goes where you want it to go. So as an investor, as someone that I run multiple businesses. I understand the importance of educating myself. I'll give you an example. One of the things that we teach in the power of business credit, our coaching group on Facebook, one of the things that we teach is how to be lender compliant. That means that your company is structured in a way that lenders will give you monies. You see how that works? Your company is structured in a way that you can use other people's money to make your investments. Only way that you can get to that money is to be educated. What percentage does the bank lend? The gross revenue of the company. Do they lend 10% of the gross revenue of the company? Do they lend 20%? Do they lend 80%? I can think of a bank that I know that lends 10%, that lends 20%, and that lends 80% of the gross revenue of the company. And just so you know, business income is stated. I'll get back to that. We teach you that in the power of business credit. And I'm mentioning these things because I'm educated on what banks give what business products. I'm educated, so I know that if I want to accomplish this, then I need to go to this bank. If I want to accomplish that, I need to go to that bank. Another thing that we teach you in the Power of Business Credit Group is about credit and the use of the personal credit. What am I saying? Well, anytime you go to apply for any type of business products in the bank, guess what? They're going to pull your business credit and they're going to pull your personal credit. So a bank may see that, Mr. Finley, you just went into this bank and tried to get money, and you just went into this bank and applied for their business products. We don't want to give that to you because it looks as if your company is in need of immediate funding, and you seem a little volatile, you seem a little risky. But because I'm educated, guess what? I know that this particular bank pulls TransUnion, I know that this particular bank pulls Equifax, and I know that this particular bank pulls Experian. So what am I saying? I can apply for each one of those banks, and this one wouldn't know that I applied to that one wouldn't know that I applied to that one. Educate. Another thing that we want to go over outside of investing in self and educating ourselves is the importance of mentorship. Mentorship. A lot of people are jaded because of bad mentorship. A lot of people they just don't want to do it. They feel as if someone trying to give them information, they feel as if the person is maybe trying to trick them, make them believe something that's just not true. I too have been in a situation where I've made investments into the wrong people, the wrong program, etc., etc. The only good thing I can say that comes from that is that you begin to recognize the crap. You begin to recognize the nonsense, and you have a better idea of how to avoid that. However, on the flip side, when you do find the proper mentorship, when you do connect with the person or the people that have done what it is that you're trying to do, it takes you to a whole nother level. I'm a personal witness of that. When you're connected with the right people, it takes your business, it takes your business mindset, it takes everything that you're doing to another level, because that person hopefully has already paved the way. Now, another thing I noticed with mentorship, since I myself have gotten into a place of being a mentor, is that you have to put pride to the side. What am I saying? You have to understand that this person has been where you're trying to go, has done what you're trying to do, and you have to be willing to accept the information that that person is trying to give you. Not take the information and then twist it and turn it and say, well, maybe I'll reinvent the wheel. It makes no sense to go ahead and try to reinvent the fadeaway when Jordan already mastered it. If Jordan is trying to give you the game and teach you the game, then I suggest you do everything that Jordan is telling you to do. And we can arguably agree that that's the greatest basketball player of all time. So we have to get to this place of understanding the importance of mentorship, the importance of guidance, the importance of having someone in your corner that has done what it is that you're trying to do, and that will take you further a lot quicker than you could have ever imagined. But we have to be open to that. And it starts with pride. And this is what I've noticed, to say the least. We've had people that have tried to ask for our services through the form of mentorship. And it's one of those things that's like, it becomes pulling teeth to give you the necessary mentorship that you paid for. And we have to learn to be students. We have to be good students. If you want a good teacher, you want to be a good student as well to that good teacher. So we have to be very open and willing to receive the information that a person is giving us. So mentorship is very, very, very important. So we went over the importance of investing in yourself. Went over the importance of educating yourself. We even went over the importance of mentorship. None of these things work. You can have the money to invest. You can have the person that's willing to mentor you, right? You can have the best education. But if you yourself, as Tavaris had on the board, if you yourself are not involved, if you yourself are not engaged, if you yourself are not clapping yourself, encouraging yourself, motivating yourself, none of it works. None of it works without motivation. What's driving you? What's inside of you? It should be passion. We gotta be passionate. We gotta be serious about winning. Me personally, I don't like to lose. I don't like to lose. So I make before the game, I'm going hard in practice. Because the saying is, you what? Play how you practice. And once again, for the third time, I don't like to lose. So I motivate myself off the mere fact that I don't want to lose. So I'm going to prepare myself. I'm going to invest in myself. I'm going to educate myself. I'm going to get up under the proper mentorship to make sure that when I get in the game, when it's game time, I'm winning. I'm taking the dub home. Believe that. Ain't no L's here. No, man. I need that W. I need to win. And that's it. Me personally, that's my motivation. I do not like to lose. Anybody that knows me will tell you that. That's not an option. I'm only creating winners. I only want to be a part of things that are going to flourish, that are going to blossom, that are going to grow. And don't get it twisted. Sometimes you can do all of those things, and nevertheless, you still come up on the short end. And in situations like that, guess what? We fail forward because we learn. We learn from that, and we grow from that. We build from that. I just always have been one that I would rather prepare myself, and if something else happens and I lose, I'm okay with that. But it will not be because I was misinformed, meaning I wasn't educated. It will not be because I didn't take the time to invest in myself. It will not be because I didn't take the time to seek out the proper mentorship. And it will not be because I was not motivated enough to do what it is that I need to do. So we're talking to all small business owners. Make it make sense. One of the things that we teach, it's a few things that we teach, but in our Power of Business Coaching Credit group, not only how to be lender compliant, but one of the things with being lender compliant, I'll give an example, is one of the things with being lender compliant is location. What am I saying? A lot of us, we think when we start a business, we'll get the LLC and that's all a part of it. But when you know that if you don't structure it right from the beginning, that you'll have to go back and make payments to make changes to things that if you would have had in place in the first place, you wouldn't have to do that. So if I want to change my address, I realized that I went to the bank and they're telling me that my location is a little bad because they pulled it up and they couldn't see that it was here, and so I need to change that. Well, that's going to cost you to go to Sunbiz to change that information. It's going to cost you to go to Sunbiz and change any information outside of the filing date from January to May 1st. But we got to make it make sense. So sometimes we'll just be doing things, and we'll be doing it sporadically, or we'll be doing it just so fast because we're trying to get it accomplished, but nevertheless, we find ourselves wasting time and wasting money. Wasting time and wasting money. And me personally, I don't like to waste either of those things. So to all the small business owners, we have a coaching group on Facebook, Power of Business Credit. The hashtag is Biz Credit Power, BIZCREDITPOWER, Biz Credit Power. If you want to be a part of our Facebook coaching group, you can contact myself, contact Tavaris Williams. You can send the cash out for the admission fee. There is a $100 admission. I'll tell you why. Because we want to save you some money. We want to show you how to make it make sense. And I can guarantee you, will spend a lot more than a $100 admission fee trying to figure it out and Google and listen to people that have not done what it is that we're still doing till this day and will continue to do. Invest in yourself. Get up under some mentorship. Educate yourself. And most importantly, motivate yourself. Because it's your business. It's nobody else's business. No one is going to care about it the way that you will. Stop looking for people to care about your business like you do. It's rarely going to happen. And that's okay. That's okay. Because guess what? When the pie comes, you want the biggest piece of it, don't you? Because you put the most into prepping it, didn't you? So by all means, do whatever it is that you need to do to invest in yourself, seek the proper education for yourself, seek the proper mentorship for yourself, and by all means, keep yourself motivated. And that's what the Power of Business Credit Coaching Group is all about. You being a part of a community of like-minded people that are doing the same exact thing that you're trying to do or that have already done it, and I can tell you, hey, this is a better way. Maybe you should try this. Maybe you should do that. The group is an open book of information, but you got to be motivated to utilize it. The education is there. The information is there. The administrators are there. The coaches are there. Believe me. Anything else, Steve?
Let me add.
I'm going back to my track meet. Just real quick. The reason I thought about track meet because in the track meet you have a team, and majority of your races are individual races. You have the 4x4, you have the relay, but majority of the races are single races. And a lot of people that own businesses that's looking to be entrepreneurs. Your team could be your family, can be your kids, can be your wife, can be your husband. And although I may practice with my team, but when it's game time, it's me that's in the forefront. So when you talk about commitment, am I committed to myself and committed to my team? Am I committed to go out there and do what I need to do? Because, see, all this goes to your why. Why I'm starting my business. What is my motivation? What motivates? If you don't have a drive or motivation, for me, it's a waste of time. Because if you don't have no motivation, you're not going to be committed. If you're not committed, there's no future benefits. If there's no future benefits, then what's the point of me going to the track meet? What's the point of me running? Just to go eat? Just to go kick it and have fun? Nah, because what I'm doing, letting down my team. See, my team is my accountability. My coaches is my accountability. So what Darrell was saying, our group, your $100 is your commitment. It's not that we need it, but your $100 is your commitment. We assume that when you put in money, that you're going to be committed in what you want to do. So anything you invest your money in, a commitment should come afterwards. See, people spend money on what they value. We'll spend $180 on a pair of shoes, but we won't spend $100 for an investment. We won't spend $20 on an investment. Gratification. We can go buy $180 pair of shoes because we get to hold the box. We get to open it up and just smell the freshness out of that box and be happy. See, there is no commitment really involved. Investing in yourself is important. Myself, and I made a lot of mistakes. So we made the mistakes for you. Having that mentorship is important. Having that motivation, if you don't have that motivation like Darrell said, forget about it. Forget about it.